The problem is that our national government also introduced a tax, housing associations, in 2013, fiscal crisis of the government. And now the housing associations have to pay 2 billion euros per year has to be paid in tax to the national government. And in addition, there are also recent measures which have to do with tax avoidance of multinationals. It is interpreted in the Netherlands in a way that the housing associations are affected by it. So it's a bit strange. It's aimed at multinationals, but the housing associations have to pay more tax because of it. So in general, 4 months of rent go to the national states. So is this financial situation stable? Yeah, maybe it's stable, but it means that the housing association cannot invest enough money in new construction, in making the housing stock sustainable, in keeping the rents low for low-income households. The housing associations, or that these kind of levies, they should be stopped so that it's possible for housing associations to invest again in new construction, sustainability, etc. It will also affect Eigen Haard and other housing associations which are financially, maybe at the moment, still doing well. Not necessarily 30%, a threshold. And that threshold was introduced in the Netherlands in 2011. So that means you cannot get into social housing if you earn more than a certain salary. Many people in the end prefer to be a homeowner, but many people also cannot afford to be a homeowner. So middle incomes cannot pay that anymore. So I think they would prefer to enter social housing also. I mean, social housing in the Netherlands is not that stigmatized. It's not like I don't want to live there. It's more like, okay. So 38,000 before tax. Yeah, so the middle incomes, like if you earn between, like, let's say 40,000 euros before tax, so that, and 60,000, then you have a problem on the housing market, especially in the big cities, because the rentals are usually in a free market. There's not much available below 1,000 euros, so they have a problem. And also because of the new Housing Act, housing associations are no longer allowed to build middle segment dwellings also. The amount is not determined by the European Union itself. It's a Dutch decision to make it 38,000. In Vienna, you can enter social housing if you are one person with 50,000, and if you are with more people, you can go up even to about 90,000. You can still enter social housing. So it means that the European Union allows this. So it's the national state, or even sometimes local government, who decide within these European rules to have a completely different threshold, which makes it possible for middle incomes to enter social housing. So it's not the EU which forbids that. The current, we every 4 years we have agreement with the local government and the tenants. And the current agreement is that we provide 1,200 dwellings are constructed each year in Amsterdam. But we strive now for double that number, so 2,400 social housing units per year. Do is to transform, for instance, existing buildings, sometimes office buildings, into social housing, or function change or transformation. So an important old industrial areas, for instance, which change from industrial to housing. Municipality of Amsterdam, we have leasehold here, but we also have transformation areas where there's a private maybe leaseholder, and then the municipality says if you're going to transform into housing, you have to arrange that 40% will be social housing. So also in that way, we are helped by the rules also of the local government.